there, it's Kevin with Roguedeckbuilder.com. That's what I'm doing it for this time, right? Roguedeckbuilder.com in our match number 3 with our UR Devotion. And anyway, I just want to show something I just noticed. I'm a little disappointed. Look who's in our draft, or in our pod here. LSV. Almost got to play against him, but he got knocked out first round. Womp womp. Anyway, so we'll go into this game number 2 against Pregaval. Yes, I'd like to play first. This is a very keepable hand. This is an excellent hand, actually. We would like to draw into one more blue source. But if not, we have a Thassa third turn, which isn't a bad play either. So we can just go ahead and start off with the Cloudfin Raptor and then proceed from there into the Frostburn Weird. So again, this is about as nutty of a hand as possible. The only thing that makes this better is to draw into a land and a Master Waves, but it looks like a Temple of Silence, so this is going to be probably a Black Devotion type list or a mid-range. There is a ton of black, white, green Constellation decks going around at this time too, so that could definitely be a possibility as well. But again, this matchup, I'm liking my build rather than the regular mono blue build just a little bit better. I think it's a little superior just because Keranos is yet another card that is very difficult for mono black to deal with. This one is running Temple of Silence, so I am thinking Banishing Light might be in there. But again, Esper Control is still an option. There's still tons of things that this could be. So double Frostburn Weirds, can't go wrong with that. We'll have Devotion for actually Purphoros now. And we'll get in here for 1. So, of course, I would like to see another blue next turn for Nightveil Spectre. Okay, so this is probably be black, white, red control. Young Pyromancer, huh? Interesting, interesting. So let's see if it's a regular island. No, it's a Judge Familiar. I think the right play here is just to run out Mr. Thassa. And hopefully we don't get run down by elemental tokens. But again, next turn we do have play with Frostburn Weird, which will evolve our Cloudfin Raptor. And the thing is with Young Pyromancer, I don't think there's going to be any sweepers. So that's the good news. The bad news is I'm thinking a ton of control is going to come out here, and we don't have any way to interact with Mr. Pyromancer. Yeah, he's going to get in here for 2 damage. And again, not much you can do here except for like a Lightning Strike. Okay, Shock on the Cloudfin Raptor. And he's paying 1 for something else. A Chain of the Rocks on the Frostburn Weird. So very, very good start for him. But we do get a Scry. At this point, I'm going to put this on the bottom because I do need a land. And we find it. So this will actually allow us to go Frostburn Weird and Judge's Familiar. As I'd rather have him spend some more removal on those. And always keep this Thassa just really, really threatening. So I guess I could have just kept the Frostburn Weird on top. That's still another card that's hard for him to deal with. But he's got to find an answer for this Chain of the Rocks. Or, excuse me, he's got to find the answer for these other Frostburn Weirds. He's got one of them Chained to the Rocks. Okay, another Young Pyromancer. That is getting very scary. Because he's going to have chump blockers for a long time. But with my Frostburn Weird just playing the role of... Jeez. Shocks a Judge's Familiar, which countering it doesn't do anything. He still gets the guys. But again, I've got this guy that's scrying. I'm going to put that on the bottom at this point. We need to hit the Master Waves. We'll go ahead and throw out Mr. Nightveil Spectre. And make him get rid of a token. Which he doesn't even get rid of a token. Wow, we get in for just a free 5 damage. Good news is there's a lot of stuff we can get off the top with Nightveil Spectre. We can actually get removal. If we get our Mana Confluence in one of his Chain of the Rocks, we can actually use it on our own Steam Vents. At this point, I think that is going to be his plan, is to attack in with tokens and try to get me down as much as possible. He probably does have a shock, but at this point, I'll definitely let him use extra to get these out of the way. So he's going to Lightning Strike, Magma Jet on the Night Veil Spectre, which gets him more tokens, but he's losing both his Pyromancers, and I'm only taking 3, and I can block these elemental tokens very well, and does get to put both of his guys on the bottom. Again, I don't lose anything too significant. Again, I can scry for something else, hopefully like a Tidebinder Mage or whatnot. And Cloudfin Raptor, we'll actually use it because it does allow us to get an active Thassa. So Cloudfin Raptor, our nice little elemental that actually blocks everything, evolves that, and now we can actually get in here for Thassa again, which this time he's got to block with a token. And maybe I should have made him unblockable, but I want to keep back the Mutavault activation. And now he again is looking pretty dire with both his young Pyromancers, which are probably very pivotal to his deck. I'm trying to see what the Temple of Science and Temple of Triumph are in here for, but I'm starting to think this might just be burn. And he's running all the Scry lands. So again, we get to Scry, and of course we want that guy, which we will play. I'm sure he'll react to it though. He's blown one, Chain of the Rocks. Yeah, this is just going to be burn, guaranteed. And I know he's running young Pyromancers, so I'll bring his Staticaster in. And I'm pretty sure a concession is going to come here. I mean, he can come back from this with, like, but I'm wondering if he's got a bunch of 4-drops in his hand. He's going to lose a lot here. A lot of his tokens. Boros Charm me to the face. And he doesn't even have to block anything here, but he's going to. So I'm glad he is blocking. Ooh. See, if he chains the rocks and has... I could still lose this. This was probably a poor block on my... or a poor attack on my part. But not if he decides to try to take out the Frostburn Weird with a shock. He's going to put everything on the Frostburn Weird, which doesn't do anything. It doesn't make my 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, it does make my Thassa inactive. That is fine that we get all the tokens out of the way. I know that I'm safe for a turn. He goes to a 1. And with a Mutavault, yeah, this is really, really... Oh, I guess he didn't even... Yeah, okay, never mind. I still am pretty close to dying here with a few key cards, but he doesn't have it. So, the cards I think I would bring in here is going to be... Dispels are great. And Is It Charms I do believe are great as well. Is it Staticasters? We did see the Young Pyromancer, but is Young Pyromancer worth it to try to kill off? That's the question. Mono Blue is just very good against this guy to begin with. So I'm thinking that we can take out Keranos and Perforos. I don't think either one of them are good in this matchup. Biden Thassa seems a little bit slow. I think we just need a Dispel. Do we even need to fill back up our hand? We'll keep in one Biden Thassa. The Megas Elementals are fine. The Hall of Triumph does seem fine with this. And I am thinking that Is It Staticasters are going to be the weak link, just for more Is It Charms and Dispels. So we'll submit this. Again, a very good matchup for us. This is a very keepable hand. Frostburn Weird is just a nightmare for him to deal with. We got the Cloudfin Raptor as well. I mean, I could just Steam Vents first turn, but that's unnecessary. It's going to be putting some pressure on him. The Young Pyromancer comes out here. That's a bit of an issue. Now I'm wishing the Staticasters were in. But tapping it down is unnecessary. Well, we'll Tidebinder Mage and tap it down because it gives us another Evolve trigger on and saves us some damage if he has a Chain of the Rocks or something. So getting it for 1. I mean, his life total is very significant at this point. And he missed the land drop and doesn't have a spell, so that's good for us. So here I can easily just either Temple or Steam Vents. Well, it'd be Steam Vents, but he's going to go for a Magma Jet on the Claflin Raptor. That's interesting that he goes that route. At this point, I do believe I try to race him with a Tidebinder Mage. Puts on top and top, so he likes his hand. But we'll Epiphany here. Put that on bottom. Great Temple of Epiphany there. Frostburn Weird. Get in there for 2. And now shocks are getting a little bit of an issue for him to deal with if he starts shocking himself. And Boros Reckoner is good, but the cool thing about Boros Reckoner is we have ways around it with Thassa. And again, using those turns, we're on 4th turn and he still doesn't have a way to deal with anything. Master Waves is fine, but is Thassa just better? I think Thassa is just better at this point because it gives us an active guy, which he's going to kill the Tidebinder Mage. Which again, he's using these on creatures, which isn't going to the face. We're still at a very healthy life total. At this point, I think he just might end up Chain of the Rocking the Frostburn Weird. And if he does that, we'll get a Master of Waves that we'll be able to deal with him. So his Young Pyromancers can be able to untap. If he's got like a shock, he can take care of that. I mean, this guy's really good in the deck. He liked both of his cards again, so he's got a nice little setup here. Again, I'll make this trade all day long. He's got a Magma Jet, my Frostburn Weird, again. Boros Charm, indestructible. What is he doing? Double strike? He's going to double strike, huh? That's even better. Wow. So, yeah, we kill it off, and he's got to waste a Boros Charm just to get a token out? Huh. I don't know if that's the right line of play. Because now, again, we get a Scry. And, of course, we're going to put that on top. And it's tempting just to go ahead and throw out the Tidebinder Mage. Tap down his Elemental. Get in there for 2. And now he's got to deal with the Tidebinder Mage yet again. And I'm trying to bait out a Chain of the Rocks, is what I'm trying to do. Because Master Sticks with no Chain of the Rocks is so hard for him to deal with a pro-red guy. And even 2 tokens. It'll be 2 tokens with Thassa. So he's going to Lightning Helix me for 4. Warrior's Helix. Oh, okay, goes to Tide. Again, Tidebinder Mage goes down. And yeah, we're definitely in the driver's seat, though. I mean, he's had to use so much stuff. He's going to eventually draw into the lands, you'd think. And with us scrying, we're very far ahead. So, you know, even at this point, a Tidebinder Mage is fine. Or a Claflin Raptor is fine. Because we can actually just go Steam Vents into play tapped. Claflin Raptor. And Senior Master, and he can't even react to it here, which gives us 3 tokens and evolves twice. Now we're out of cards. He's got 3, 16 to 17. He's used 2 of his 4 damage spells. He's used 2 Magma Jets. He's suicided one of his Young Pyromancers. Bramaz. That came out of nowhere. Huh. That's interesting. Put that on the bottom. Definitely don't want that. Tidebinder Mage is fine. It gets Thassa active. And we'll tap down Elemental. Sure, why not? Give myself unblockable here. And get in here for 7 damage. He's now at a 10. He needs a huge miracle. He does have vigilance with his guys. He needs to chain the rock this Masters. At this point, I'm going to block with all the elementals. And we can even block with the Tidebinder Mage. He can kill all the elementals off, but I mean, if he's going to take care of the Tidebinder Mage, he's going to take care of the Tidebinder Mage. And suiciding these elementals means he can't like shock off one of the elementals and then survive. So to keep his Ramaz alive, he's got to use 2 spells on elemental tokens. And then that means Tidebinder Mage is free to roam. That means this guy's probably not going to get chained. So again, we're pretty much in the driver's seat. I don't really think he can draw out of this. Getting really low with like actual relevant threats that he can do here. So he is going to react to it. So I wonder if he has Boros Charms, gives his Burmaz indestructible. And again, that's another Boros Charm he can't do to the face. And the whole reason why they play this deck is Boros Charm. But it looks like 4 mana, probably on the Tidebinder Mage. War Leader's Helix. Yep. So Ramaz is still going to die. He does no damage. He does get a 1/1 Cat Soldier, and he's got tokens out. But Cloudfin Raptor can just, at this point, just start wheeling him down. Again, we can just get rid of that land and draw into another land. So, Izzet Charm is interesting. But at this point, I don't think we want an Izzet Charm. Well, it'll allow us to if we draw into more lands to actually get rid of it. And if he has another, we're going to put it on top. I think that's fine. And I'm going to leave Cloudfin Raptor back. Is that smart? Because I don't want him to draw out of this, but at the same time, I think I'm in better position to not take some damage from his guys. To be able to block this Cat Soldier token. Because again, if he wants to use yet another removal on the Cloudfin Raptor like a shock, that is okay with me. And he does not. So we have the Izzet Charm. So spending 3 mana. What is a 3 mana spell? Reckoner. It's a decent one. So now at this point, do I care about a Reckoner or care about an Izzet Charm? I think I'm going to let the Izzet Charm go. Because this changes things. And we get one back anyway. And at this point, I think I'm going to just start trying to hit him down as quick as possible, because Reckoner is a bit of an issue. So we're going to go ahead and do this right now. I don't want to get destroyed by instances, by him being able to get too many elemental tokens. This will save us a damage by blocking with our Master Waves. So he's only be able to redirect 2 damage, which he can redirect and then shock like a Claflin Raptor. But I'm thinking, yep, he's just going to go to the face. But I think we'll win this race. You got to think that we're gonna draw out of dead cards here with the Thassa. And as soon as Thassa is active, we're in great shape as well. I can give my Master unblockable. I can give my Thassa unblockable. Dispel's okay, but again, it's something I want a threat here. And that's a threat. That's perfect. I don't know if he can deal with 2 Masters. Especially with an evolved Claflin Raptor. And at this point, I do think that I'm just going to give this guy unblockable. And get in there for 5. And he's dead next turn. So he really needs a Hail Mary here. Which I don't think he has. Like double Chain of the Rocks. Most of his 4 damage spells are used. Banishing Light, that's nice. He's going to put it on No, he had to put it on Thassa there. Well, I guess I'm not out of this yet. I mean, the Banishing Light was good. But I can scry here just to find it. Yeah, put that on the bottom. Come on, find anything. Anything here is good, besides the land. Yeah, that'll do it. It's going to be a Frostburn Weird. Which makes Mr. Thassa unblockable. And he does scoop. So this has been Kevin with Roguedeckbuilder.com. We're going on to the finals. Thanks for watching.